bienvenidos al streaming de hoy, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Ya veo que estáis entrando gentecilla y demás. Buenas Miki, buenas Metanix, Velado, Guillem, Incendín, Chilena, Gemma. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis todos? ¿Qué tal va todo? Vamos a hacer un streaming un poco especial hoy porque vamos a hablar de cosas sobre el SPIEL.digital, ¿de acuerdo? Algunas de ellas, mira, tenemos ahí una suscripción, muchísimas gracias, no sale, no sé por qué, pero al menos la he oído. Muchísimas gracias por esa suscripción, Samuel. Buenas a todos, bienvenidos, buenas tardes, noches. Como os digo, va a ser un streaming bastante especial porque vamos a hablar sobre cosillas principalmente del SPIEL.digital. Hoy va a ser un streaming metiendo un poco de hype y hablando de cosillas. Una de las cosas más importantes que tendremos ahora en breves, en un minutito, va a ser una entrevista con uno de los encargados del SPIEL.digital. Uno de los encargados, bueno, después que se presente él y nos cuente un poquitín más al respecto. Y más tarde hablaremos sobre cosillas que tengo aquí sobre la mesa, hablando un poco de hype y generando un poquitín de hype también sobre algunos juegos que van a ser presentados también durante la feria, que será del 20 al 22 de octubre, si no recuerdo mal. Ahora mismo vamos a dar paso y os voy a presentar a Max, una de las personas encargadas del SPIEL.digital. How's it going, Max?
Hi, Dom. Thanks for having me. I'm pretty good and a little bit excited because it's my first live stream, so thank you so much for the invitation.
Okay, first of all, I want to ask to the people if they can hear you well. ¿Oís bien a Max? ¿Se oye guay? Es una de las personas, bueno, comenta que está un poco nervioso ya que es una de sus primeras entrevistas. Espero que todo se esté yendo bien y que todo guay. Vale, dice Ramón que se oye guay. Okay, people is saying that everything it's good, so you are good hearing as well. And first of all, as the first question that I want to tell to you, well, it's not just a question, it's I think that people, and me as well, because like 10 minutes ago I have discovered something from you that I didn't know, and I want you to tell something about yourself. Just introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Max, I'm working for Spiel. I have been at the show, at the convention in Essen for the first time with 4 months of age, so it's a family business. I'm super lucky, I was always running around, and there was a time where I had like this button on my chest where it said, please return at the Friedhelm Merz Verlag, at the organizer's booth, and so on. So yeah, I always absorbed the energy of Spiel, and now I'm working for the company since 3 years. And yes, even before I started working for the company, I wanted to do something digital that supports the show in Essen, and yeah, now I'm heavily involved in organizing Spiel Digital.
Bueno, nos comenta que es una de las personas encargadas de llevar el SPIEL.digital actualmente, lleva más de 3 años trabajando para el SPIEL y que quería hacer cosas ya digitales en años anteriores, ya que se dedica un poquitín a ello y pues por fin lo ha conseguido, aunque no haya sido en las mejores circunstancias. I was telling to them that you at least accomplished doing something digital with the SPIEL, but not with the best circumstances.
Yeah, that's right. Pretty difficult times we're all living in. I mean, in Spain, it's not as nice either, right? And I think a lot of businesses have to adopt if they want to get through this health crisis. And that's also why we basically decided to cancel Spiel pretty early and do Spiel Digital. I think it's the only good decision that we could have taken, generally speaking, yes.
Mm-hmm. Bueno, nos está comentando que han sido momentos difíciles y que obviamente pues ha sucedido una serie de motivos, de los que hablaremos un poquitín más, que han llevado a la feria del SPIEL a convertirse en un SPIEL.digital. Talking about why, I think that the question, the answer from this question is pretty obvious. It's like about the coronavirus and we can't join all the people on the same fair, but I want to know a bit more about the changes that the fair is going to suffer while we are doing it digitally instead of going to Essen.
I mean, first of all, I think Spiel Digital is not Spiel in Essen, but of course we really try to bring everybody a great experience with a lot of interaction where you can find all the information, where you can even play games. You can discover a lot of things, you get promos and discounts and a lot of other deals, and maybe even things that nobody expects yet. I mean, we have to be super creative, everybody who's involved, all the the exhibitors and all the content creators to really bring this experience into the World Wide Web. But there are a few things that are different. You don't have to wait in the morning to get into the halls. There is no galleria with a lot of people and not the smell of those potato chips. And a big change is that SPIEL.digital is for all visitors 100% free. And if you join the show, if you register yourself with an account, you even get premium accounts for Tabletopia and Board Game Arena. So I think that's pretty cool. And those are some of the changes. I mean, there are obviously so many more changes, but I will show you the platform a little bit later, I guess.
Nos comenta que los principales cambios que va a haber este año durante el SPIEL.digital es que no vamos a tener esas colas por las galerías intentando ir a los diferentes stands, no vamos a tener que hacer cola tampoco para comer, lo vamos a poder vivir todo desde casa. Un cambio bastante obvio, pero otro cambio interesante es que todo el tema de jugar partidas y demás que se podía hacer dentro del SPIEL.digital y hacer pruebas, testeos, ver juegos, se podrá hacer todo, ya que todas las personas que se inscriban dentro del SPIEL.digital, que es gratuito, tendrán una copia de Tabletopia y de Tabletop Simulator Premium gratis para poder probar dichos juegos y para poder jugarlos dentro de la feria. So all of this sounds pretty interesting, and before that we move forward about how people can interact with the fair, I want to know if the fair is going to be is being well accepted by the publishers and from the public as well.
Okay, first of all, I want to correct one little detail from your translation.
Yeah.
You won't get a free premium account on Tabletop Simulator, but on Tabletopia and Board Game Arena.
Okay, Tabletopia. Okay, I forget that. Okay. So, es en Board Game Arena and Tabletopia.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good.
But yeah, the acceptance is pretty overwhelming. We're super happy. We have more than 400 exhibitors from 41 nations, and therefore I think that's a pretty outstanding result so far. And also, if you look at all the content creators that are involved, I mean, there are so many different live streams. You're doing one of the live streams with all of your colleagues. Then there's another Spanish live stream. There are 2 North American ones, 2 German ones, a French one, a Russian one, and even a live stream from Brazil. So that's super amazing. And then all the other content creators can, of course, also do events on the platform, and they accredited themselves for that as well. So the acceptance is, as I said, we're very, very happy. And I think 2 weeks ago or something like that, I made an Instagram survey. So I just asked, hey, are you going to join SPIEL.digital? 90% said yes, 10% said no. I mean, obviously it's our account, so most of the people will say yes, but I think the people are learning day by day what SPIEL.digital is about, and they're getting excited for it. I think we are really building something outstanding here, like a really great platform that makes it very easy on the one hand, and on the other hand, it looks, I think, also fantastic. And I think we can't be more happy to have a kickstart like that.
Ok, le estaba preguntando sobre el tema de la aceptación que tenía la feria. Nos ha comentado que ha tenido muy buena aceptación por 3 partes. Por parte de los publishers, que van a haber más de 400 personas, bueno, diferentes publishers de más de 41 naciones. También ha sido muy claro en cuanto a la aceptación de los creadores de contenido, los content creators, ya que habrá 16 que serán oficiales. Ha ido comentando que hay 2 españoles, entre los cuales uno es la Mesa de DAM, el otro es Análisis Parálisis. Hay 2 también norteamericanos, hay uno ruso, hay franceses también. Va a haber diferentes creadores de contenido que estarán. Y además, cualquier creador de contenido que quiera generar algo de contenido de la feria también tendrá acceso a una plataforma para poder hacerlo. Y por último, que por Instagram estuvieron haciendo una encuesta charlando sobre la cantidad de gente que quería participar en la feria, o que decía que iba a participar en la feria, y un 90% de las personas dijeron que sí y un 10% de las personas dijeron que no. Así que la aceptación parece ser bastante buena por el momento, y creo que, y me consta que están poniéndole bastante empeño en bastantes cosillas que ahora veremos. But first, we move forward. I want to show the video. I can show the teaser.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go.
You can show the trailer. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Vamos a ver un tráiler, el tráiler oficial del SPIEL.digital que todavía no lo han publicado, lo publicarán el jueves que viene, en el que hay algunas caras conocidas. Vamos a verlo. Oh, no está programado el vídeo. Ah, sí, segundo. Ahora, now.
Your favorite fair for board games goes online this October. Play and discover new games. Interact with publishers and creators from all around the globe. Participate in countless on and offline events. Get the best deals and promotions. Play your part in SPIEL.digital.
Pues esto ha sido el tráiler, el vídeo sobre el SPIEL.digital que van a sacar, si no me equivoco, el martes y que nos muestra un poquitín lo que va a ser la feria digital este año. Vamos a ver también, y le voy a preguntar también un poco a Max, cuáles son las formas en las que el público podréis interaccionar con la web y cómo va a funcionar, porque me consta que nos trae varias cosillas. Max, I want to ask to you, and I know that you can show us something, about how is the web page going to work and just something, and not everything because I know that you are still working on it, but if we can see how it's going to be a bit.
1 second, I'm sharing my screen here.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. All right. So now it should be live.
Okay, I think it's now on, so I can change the camera. Dale, porfi. ¿Sí? No, en medio de la pantalla. No, en medio. Ahora dale al otro. Okay, now.
Yeah,
it's done.
So, first of all, I want to say, what I can show you today, it's still the German version, but of course, the menu will be in German and English, and all the content that you can find on the platform is also flagged in all the different languages that will be available here, like for example in Spanish, Italian, and so on and so forth. And so therefore, here on the starting page, or I mean, generally speaking, SPIEL.digital, like the web page, the platform is really like the hub for everything. So you can find publishers, you can find games, you can play the games from here, you can get in contact with them from the website, you can buy the games from SPIEL.digital, and so on and so forth. So we really try to make it as easy as possible for everyone. And here you have a lot of different theme worlds in the middle of the page. And those theme worlds, we made them so that people who have no clue what they're looking for, they can just go and explore. But of course, there are also a lot of geeks that exactly know what they're looking for. Therefore, we have here on the right side, the live program, the exhibitors, the events and the promotions, and the new releases. And you can, for example, go into the new releases. You have the list, you have all the filters that you can apply. You can search for specific things, like, for example, the publisher, the designer, the illustration and graphic designer, the age, and a lot of other things. And of course, you can also sort them after different or for different things. And those hearts, you can like those games a little bit like on social media, and the stars are meant for bookmarking. So like that, you can make your own list. You can bookmark games, exhibitors, events, promos, and so on. Basically everything. Of course, also the content.
If I understood what you're talking about, we will have a Spanish web page as well.
No, you don't have the Spanish webpage. Let me go into the media hub here. There you will see what I mean. Here you have always the name of the language. So English, Deutsch, German, French, and so on. So therefore, all the content that exists on the webpage, you can, it's basically marked. But also the games, you can also filter them by languages. if you want that, for example.
Ok, para lo que está comentando es que la página web principalmente estará en alemán y en inglés, pero luego tendremos todo el contenido que queramos en los diferentes idiomas que cada una de las diferentes editoriales y publishers y media creators vayan poniéndolo en sus diferentes idiomas. Además también tendremos una forma de hacer bookmark en la que podremos irnos guardando todo el contenido que queremos ver y las cosas en las que estamos interesados. Además, como habéis visto, voy a poner un momentito esto de aquí, tenemos un mapa que es este principal donde podremos irnos moviendo y podremos ir entrando en las diferentes zonas para irnos entrando en lo que van haciendo cada una de las diferentes editoriales que nos vaya interesando. Además tendremos también una serie de medidores con el tema de el hotness, es decir, lo vistas que son ciertas cosas para poder enterarnos un poco de lo que la gente más va buscando. Pero sobre todo me consta que va a intentar ser muy interactivo y va a ser muy claro para la gente. You can move forward. I was just translating almost everything.
All right, perfect. So it's the same for the events and the promos. You can check them out. You can filter them. There are a lot of different categories that you can search them for. And in the Media Hub, of course, you will have those categories as well. And in the Media Hub, you find content from the publishers, from the exhibitors, but also content from all the creators that have accredited themselves on the platform. Mm-hmm. And I think this is very, very cool. So you have categories like Spiel Local, interviews, panels, raffles or giveaways, discounts, live events or live streams. You have talks, reviews, behind the scenes previews, top lists, news unboxings, rule explanations, and miscellaneous. Mm-hmm. So there's basically everything that is out there. You will be able to find it on Spiel.digital.
Para los que queráis encontrar contenido de los diferentes idiomas, en principio sobre el español, tendremos contenido, o al menos se podrá hacer contenido de unboxings, de partidas, de how to play, de cómo jugar, presentaciones editoriales, entrevistas, charlas, de todo. Lo tendréis todo dentro de la zona de los content creators de la web de SPIEL.digital.
And one thing I would like to add is that here on the top you have the button Sprachauswahl, it's called, or it's translated. Basically, you can choose the language here. So you can search for specific languages. I think that's also pretty cool. And one thing I didn't mention either is that in the events, you can also find events from creators. All right. So let's assume you have no clue what you're looking for, then we build those theme worlds. And you can just go into them. What you're seeing here is still like an old version. When it's live, it will go into this direction. So this will look very, very cool. And it has some cool features, which I will explain in a second. The illustrator who has done this is Franz Rohwinkel. He's a super famous illustrator for board games, card games, and so on. He's also the first German artist who draw the images for Magic cards, for example, and by now he drew, I think, or illustrated around 100 cards. So he's super experienced, and I think you can definitely see that here. So when you get into this theme world, you see already, hey, there are some of those are glowing, they're super hot, and others maybe aren't. And we made this, so we built this heat map, like we call it internally in the office, a hotness factor, so that people can get an idea what publishers do great content, where people are going a lot to, and what games from which publishers are played a lot, and so on. And yeah, so depending on a lot of different details, those hexes are going to glow or not. And then you see here, for example, you have a green frame. This basically means that you have already clicked on this hex earlier and you have checked out this exhibitor. And the purple one is a theme world sponsor, for example.
Bueno, nos está comentando que el tema de la web va a tener, aparte de unas ilustraciones magníficas, como podemos ver, que va a estar ilustrado por un ilustrador profesional que lleva varios años ya trabajando en cartas de Magic y demás, también va a tener lo que comentábamos antes, de una especie de medidor de hotness. Todas las cosas que haya dentro del Spiel, tanto publishers como juegos como todo, tendrá un medidor llevado con diferentes variables que dirán lo importante que está siendo ese elemento dentro de la web, o la cantidad de gente que le está importando eso. Además, también para que no repitamos contenido, si nos olvidamos en algún momento, tendrá un sistema de que las cosas que ya hayamos visitado, pues se nos marcarán de una forma u otra. Así que al final, entre los recordatorios de cosas que ya hemos visitado e incluso los bookmarks que nos podemos hacer personalmente para recordarnos ciertas cosas, parece ser, o al menos por lo que estoy viendo y por lo que tenía ya hablado con él, que la web va a intentar ser lo más intuitiva posible para que no sea un caos y no nos perdamos por dentro de la web del SPIEL.digital.
All right.
Okay, so about that, we talk about how people can interact with the web page, but what about interacting with the different persons that are working there, like publishers and that? There will be like a space to do meetings. We will use, you will use like a channel of Discord or something like that where everyone can join. How it is going to work?
All right, so let's just visit one of the publishers' appearances. So here you see chat with us. So you have a live contact button, and we are building something. So when the specific exhibitor says, okay, I'm available now, I'm live, goes into the back office of SPIEL.digital, and he just presses one button, and then automatically a channel opens itself on a Discord server in the background. So instead of having one huge Discord server where you have to look for all the publishers and so on, we really want people to use the platform SPIEL.digital to get into the Discord channels or servers that they're interested in. And they don't have to use our Discord server. They can also use their own Discord server if they, for example, have or are building their own community already, or they want to do that. That's really no problem. They can just do that. This is one way how you can contact the exhibitors. And another way that works is if you want to play the games. So here you see the virtual gaming tables for this publisher, and you can simply select one virtual gaming table. They usually come with game explainers as well, and then you just press that, and then it says, for example, Open Tabletopia and Open Discord. And if you do that, you also get directly beamed into the correct channel. And if you have no clue how to use those platforms, you can simply use the manual here and get an idea.
Vale, nos está comentando que una de las principales formas en las que podremos contactar con el resto de personas, ya sean publishers, jugadores, creadores y demás, va a ser principalmente con Discord, pero se accederá al Discord a través de la página web del SPIEL.digital, ya que desde allí cada una de las personas podrá poner su Discord personal o incluso el Discord de una comunidad, o ya podrán entrar directamente también en el Discord del SPIEL.digital. Además, como hemos visto, ha entrado en una página en la que cuando queramos meternos en una partida y jugar una partida a algún juego que tenga algún publisher, podremos clicar en la zona del Discord para entrar a hablar con quien haga falta y tendremos el enlace también a la partida online desde Board Game Arena o desde la plataforma que sea necesaria. There's going to be just some questions here in the chat that I think that are interesting. So, are you good if I ask them to you now?
Of course, let's go.
Okay, so the first one, and I think that it's like answered already, but do you have to pay to play the games, to test the games?
No, you don't have to pay anything. Like, first of all, the web page or the platform SPIEL.digital is 100% free for all visitors. And if you make an account on the platform, which will be possible somewhere in October, then you will also get free premium accounts on the platforms Tabletopia and Board Game Arena.
Okay. Lo que os comentaba antes, que va a haber las cuentas premium de Tabletopia y de Board Game Arena, y que va a ser todo el contenido que haya dentro de la web y todo el contenido que sea digital va a ser absolutamente gratuito. Adicionalmente, todo el contenido que creen los media creators oficiales, esto lo sé yo personalmente, también va a ser absolutamente gratuito. No hay ninguna de las cosas que sean por parte del SPIEL que vaya a tener algún gasto para las personas, ya más allá de que os queráis comprar algún juego, pero todo el contenido digital va a ser absolutamente gratis para todo el mundo. They are asking as well about what time will the web page and the fair start.
So the fair, the virtual convention, will start on 22nd of October at 10 a.m. And we are already thinking about if we, for example, put different pages of SPIEL.digital online earlier. We have to see. But for example, the new releases list is of course always very, very interesting for all gamers. So we are looking to bring this live, or at least in a soft launch where you can check out the list, but you can't go on the detail pages or on the publishers pages somewhere in October. But we're still working on that, and yeah, we try to give this to everybody a little bit earlier.
Ok, en principio la feria y la página web se abrirán el día 22 de octubre a las 10 de la mañana. Me consta, por un planning y tal, que habrá una apertura de la página web, ¿vale? Una mini fiesta de apertura, y luego estará el contenido disponible. La feria será del 22 al 25, y una de las preguntas que tenía ahora puestas la haré, que será comentando sobre la longevidad también del contenido que habrá dentro de la web, pero ahora lo veremos. Y adicionalmente comenta que es posible que intenten hacer alguna mini apertura antes de la web o alguna cosilla para que la gente pueda empezar a ir metiendo su contenido. There's another question, yes, about there will be any kind of shop where people can buy the games?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah?
I mean, there are several shops, we have to say here, because the time is very short, right? And to build the Spiel shop itself, I think that's a project for itself as well. But you can, of course, also buy the games. So if you go on one of the detail pages of the games, you have this button. And the publishers or the exhibitors have the option to add several or multiple shops here, because this is a good example. So if you live in Australia, you don't want to buy games in Europe, right? It doesn't make sense. The shipping costs are too high and so on. So therefore, we definitely make this possible. And there are also a few shops that have many of the games of the different exhibitors. So, for example, Happy Shops. It's the Spieloffensive. You can buy games there in bundles and so on, so you also save shipping costs this way.
Ok, pues habrá formas de comprar al SPIEL.digital, pero no directamente al SPIEL, sino que cada uno de los diferentes publishers irán poniendo sus opciones de venta dentro de sus páginas para que podamos seleccionar a quién vender, ya que directamente las tiendas se montarán su propia tienda dentro del SPIEL.digital y hablarán con los diferentes publishers para poder tener acceso a vender los juegos de cada uno. Porque, como el ejemplo que ponía él, si alguien quiere comprar un juego en Australia, no lo va a estar pidiendo en Europa, porque los gastos de envío serían muy caros. Intentará haber varios puntos de tienda que ofrezcan ciertos juegos. Después lo importante será ver si los juegos que tú quieres los puedes conseguir de una forma sencilla y rápida. Pero bueno, todo eso lo veremos una vez ya tengamos todas las tiendas. People is asking about as well the mobile version of the website. Is going to be able or not?
Yes, there's also going to be a mobile version of the website. We can just scroll through the prototypes here and we will find some of them. So yeah, there's a mobile version, for example. So this is still early. We have this menu here a little bit, here on the bottom. And if you now on this version you scroll down, the menu goes up. But of course, when it's done, it will stay down, and then you have here also all the information on your mobile phone for all the pages. Actually, let's see. This, for example. So this is how an event could look. So you have the title, you have, for example, the video, but this could also be a podcast or an article by itself. You have the starting and ending time, you have the address, and so on and so forth, also the languages. So yeah, we're definitely going to deliver mobile screens as well. I mean, for the theme worlds, it's going to be a little bit different because it's more difficult to display them on a mobile. So therefore, it will look like that for the theme worlds. But yes, we have, of course, mobile screens.
Como habéis podido ver en las imágenes, no puedo representar las imágenes hablando, pero sí que va a haber una versión de móvil y va a estar bastante completa, por lo que nos han ido enseñando ahora, dependiendo del formato que tuviera la web original, están readaptadas todas para que directamente desde el móvil se vea bien. Y, and the last question that I have here, and we can move a bit with the last part of the interview, people are asking about if they have to join the SPIEL.digital now, like if they have a web page or somewhere where they have to join, or they can enter freely.
Okay, right now the web page is not online yet. I mean, if we go on SPIEL.digital, you will find still the first placeholder page. If it's loading, then okay, that's a bad example. 1 second. You won't find any. Like, you won't be able to access the platform there. You will find some general information. Can you see my screen as well, or did I?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but if you want to change, we can change it.
Wait, I have to change the windows. Okay, all right. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so at the moment it still looks like this. We can put this in English as well. We accept this. And you find the general information still. I think next week we will go live with another page where we also thank all of our sponsors and so on, where media creators can accredit themselves already and so on and so forth. And as I said, I think in the beginning of October we will soft launch the new releases list. And then it should also be possible that you can register yourself. But you have to wait a little bit longer, please.
Vale, sí que habrá una forma de inscribirse en la web, pero tendremos que esperar un poquitín porque todavía no está live. Así que cuando lo anuncien, cuando lo pongan por sus cuentas, supongo que lo anunciarán por cuentas de Twitter y por sus redes sociales, intentaré yo también retuitearlo y demás y avisaros de cuando va a estar todo disponible para que podáis apuntaros. Y también lo dicho, los content creators, los publishers y demás que van a empezar a poder subir sus cosas. Following with the interview, the other question that I have that I think it's interesting, and someone has asked it from the chat, it's about how long all this content and all this web page is going to last.
All right, so we can guarantee everybody that SPIEL.digital will be online until the end of the year. That means that you will find all the content, for example, all the fixed content, all the static content. So there won't be events in this after the event date anymore, but we will find the theme worlds, the games, the publishers, all the media coverage around that, and so on and so forth.
And people will be able to, well, I will translate later because I have a small question. People will be able to post new content when the fair ends, or where the fair ends, it's going to be like closed and all the content is going to be the content from the 3 days?
That's a decision that we have to announce a little bit later. So it's too early for me to answer this right now, sorry.
Ok, perfect. Comentaba que cuánto iba a durar la feria y la web de la feria, porque va a ser un contenido, se va a crear un montón de contenido durante esos 3 días, del 22 al 25, y el contenido que se cree durante esos 3 días va a durar mínimo hasta final de año. No es seguro que más allá de final de año continúe, pero por ahora mínimo durará hasta final de año. Y todo el contenido que esté en esa web será únicamente de esos 3 días. No habrá contenido después más allá por el momento. Es algo que todavía no han acabado de decidir, así que si en algún momento cambia y se puede crear contenido a posteriori, una vez haya terminado la feria, ya lo comentaremos, pero por el momento el contenido será únicamente de los 3 días que dure la feria del SPIEL.digital. Okay, so I think we can move from my last question. Later I will ask to the people on the chat if they have something else to ask. And my last question is about something, if we know something about the future of SPIEL.digital, like as you said at the beginning, you were working from 3 years on the SPIEL and you liked the idea of making something digital. So this idea, when the SPIEL is going to be again physical, is going to be like possible, that we have a physical and a digital edition, something like that?
I mean, that could be definitely possible. There are a lot of scenarios that we also are thinking about or thought about as well in the last few weeks and months. I mean, right now, nobody knows how COVID evolves, how long it will be a part of all of our lives, and so on and so forth. I mean, even if there is a solution for it, like a vaccine, then it takes time and so on. So, I mean, for SPIEL.digital, I have good and great ideas, and I really want to see it alive and dynamic and so on. But it really all depends on how the next month and maybe years evolve. So there could be a hybrid event, but we also build SPIEL.digital in a way that it has the potential to stand alone, and just in case COVID stays for a very, very long time, but it also works perfectly with the real convention. So it's still just too early to say anything here about that, I think.
Vale, le he preguntado sobre el tema de si el año que viene el SPIEL.digital iba a tener algo de... Bueno, el SPIEL iba a ser también alguna parte digital, ya que habrían creado toda esta plataforma y toda esta forma de funcionar este año siendo un SPIEL.digital. Para el año que viene poder incluir ni que fuera alguna parte digital dentro de la feria. La respuesta es súper obvia, hasta que no termine este año y no se vea cómo funciona el SPIEL.digital este año, no se va a tomar una decisión. Es algo que se está barajando, pero que obviamente hasta que no se vea el funcionamiento de la edición de este año del SPIEL.digital, no se podrá saber si es necesario o hay la posibilidad o es interesante que otros SPIELs tengan también su parte digital. Os animo a todos también, si tenéis algún tipo de duda, os voy a ir leyendo por si alguien quiere preguntar cualquier cosilla y le hago la pregunta. I've been asking to the people if they have any kind of question that they want to do to you. Now it's the time. So let me check if I have any kind of question here, because I've been collecting some of them, but I think I've done all them to you. I think that's everything nice for the time. We covered almost everything. Do you have anything else that I didn't answer to you that you want to cover, or you think it's interesting for the public?
Yeah, there's one more thing that I would like to mention. So there's also the initiative SPIEL Local, and SPIEL Local is really, really cool because during the event dates from 22nd to 25th of October, there will be so many local events all around the globe. I mean, there are a lot in Germany, but I think there are also some in Asia, there are some in Brazil, and so on. And there are basically board game cafes, clubs, and stores that bring the new releases to them locally, and you can play them, try them out, eventually buy them as well. This is also pretty cool, and you will also find a list of events on SPIEL.digital once it's ready.
Vale, pues os comentaba algo que también es muy interesante. Ahora le preguntaré si hay alguno, pues más, os voy a preguntar ahora si hay alguno en español. One fast question. There's any coffee or something like that in Spain that already registered to do the SPIEL physical event?
1 second. Maybe you can ask the next question, and in the meantime, I'm checking this.
Okay, well, I will answer to them. Estoy preguntándole porque nos ha comentado que el SPIEL no será únicamente digital, sino que hay algunos cafés, algunos locales, algunos clubs que van a montar algunos mini eventos durante la duración del evento del SPIEL.digital. Y que han pedido algunos juegos para que la gente pueda acercarse a esos lugares a jugarlos y demás. Lo que le he preguntado ahora es si habrá alguno o si se conoce de que hay alguno en español que haga esto, así tendremos algún local y que fuera en España donde poder recoger todos estos juegos y jugarlos.
Yeah, so actually there are a few. Yeah, so oh no, this is wait. Okay, so there's Distrito Zero. They're doing something. It's a store. Then we have. Let me check the list. I don't know what. I think that's actually the only one in Spain so far.
Distrito Zero, ¿no? Distrito Zero.
Exactly. Distrito Zero.
Okay. Nos comentan que Distrito Zero es una de las que se ha apuntado a hacer esto. Personalmente no la conozco, así que si alguien conoce a Distrito Zero, hablaremos con ellos para ver qué montan, para darles un poco de soporte, porque al final estos eventillos y tal son muy interesantes.
Maybe there's one more club, sorry. Asociación Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith, yeah. That's a club. I know them. But I didn't know that they are going to do that, so it's good to know, so I can talk with them to publish it a bit more. Like they will get maybe more people, and more people will know about that, because until now that you told me, I didn't know about.
Yeah, so once the webpage goes online, you will also find stores and clubs and cafes and so on, and even in Iran, so that it's pretty crazy. Everybody's going to celebrate board games in October together, as far as we are allowed to due to COVID and everything else. But yeah, I'm very happy that this is actually happening. Nothing can stop board games. It's good.
Yeah, I think that's a good initiative. Like, if you cannot do a big meeting of people, you can join them at least on a cafe or a small association or a club just to play some games. So I didn't know about this initiative, really. I thought when now you told me about that, I said, okay, I think that I read about that, but I didn't remember. But I think it's a very good idea, really, because there's a lot of people that it's not that familiar with Board Game Arena or Tabletopia, and they want to play the games physically. So if your local can do it on the best way possible, avoiding the coronavirus and everything like that, just trying to be as safe as possible, I think it's a good idea. Okay, so tell me.
That's it from my part, but I wanted, again, I mean, privately I told you a lot of times, but thank you so much that you also contacted us and being the initiator of the Spanish live stream that we're going to see. And yeah, thanks again, it's really, really amazing.
And I think that I'm talking by all the public that we have and all the people that is going to hear this interview, that thanks to you as well, to SPIEL.digital as well, to join us tonight and to being this open and being this clear about what's going to happen on the fair, because there's like a lot of questions from the people and people don't know how it is going to work. And I think that this interview today, it worked very, very well for people to know about what is going to happen on the October. So I think I have to thank to you as well for coming here.
Thanks again. All right.
Okay, so before we leave and we say goodbye to Max, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty hyped. I want to check the video one more time.
Your favorite fair for board games goes online this October. Play and discover new games. Interact with publishers and creators from all around the globe. Participate in countless on and offline events. Get the best deals and promotions. Play your part in SPIEL.digital.
So that's it. Thank you very much, Max, for being here. and I hope we'll see all of us soon again on the Spiel on Essen. But until the time, I hope that we can enjoy that match, the SPIEL.digital as well.
Yeah, thank you so much again for the invitation. I hope you have a great evening and that the rest of your stream is going to be a lot of fun. And thanks to everybody listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Max. Bye-bye.